Okay, so speaking of New Zealand, let's go down that roster, shall we? This is Team Aotearoa. That is number 0, Ivy Kanivi. 08, Sugar Hit. 101, Tough Bickies. 13, Mick Fierce. 27, Little Yellow Jacket. 321, Maggie Mayhem. 363, Evil K. Neville. 38, Hui. 4000, Anapeva Yuova. 44, Riley. 54, Lady Trample. 666, Terror Satana. 79, Axel Rose. 852, Avenger. And 88, Mad Honor.
And the lineup for the Denmark All-Stars: 6, Kaiser. 10, AC Dizzy. 119, Charlie Hedman. 12, Fricks Road. 14, Bombing Nova. 16, Keller. 17, Raging Bully. 19, Yaya Whoosh. 321, Ponycat. 34, Miss Visions. 44, Aola. 510, Juggernaut Jelly. 517, Andy War. 55, Sophie Bay. And 56, Roxanne. And that is your lineup for the Denmark All-Stars. Just under a minute to go until that whistle.
And your lineup for these announcing All-Stars, if I could say so myself. I am so thankful to have our producer right here is Pants. And to my right, the incomparable Brahm. I am Val Capone, and we are so delighted to bring this game to you tonight.
Yeah, there is a huge turnout for this game.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Just before we went live, we saw an amazing rendition of the haka performed by Aotearoa. It was quite phenomenal and really, really well received by the crowd.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite moments for the World Cup for the last 3 that I've been lucky enough to be a part of. It's an awesome experience to witness live and see the passion and the intensity of the athletes as they approach their opponents with respect, but also, as I said, intensity.
So that's Lady Trample stepping up for Aotearoa.
And that's number 321 for Denmark. That's going to be Ponycat of the Crime City Rollers.
And Aotearoa picking up lead first in the black. Lady Trample coming speeding round, a real pace to the pack already.
Yeah, you'll notice a very fast pace, which means the pace is going to kind of spread out that pack, but that's just how Lady Trample likes it. However, she hits a nice brick wall in number 06, Kier, the pivot for Denmark, and she picked up 2 points, scoring out right, my friend.
It's a nice start from Aotearoa.
So up next, number 56 in red, that's Rabsham.
Going up against 4,000, Anna Paviova.
Yeah, Paviova has been a strong force on New Zealand's national team for many years.
An incredibly strong-looking Denmark wall, giving Anna Paviova a little bit of a hard time straight off the line.
But it didn't stop her for long as Anna Paviova picked up lead jammer, second jam in a row for Team New Zealand. New Zealand doing a great job of playing defense, trying to keep back that jammer from Denmark, who has stashed the star, if you will, taking that helmet cover off for a bit of an element of surprise. I believe that was an attempted star pass. We're going to see if it's completed. Yes, in fact, it was. So now your jammer is going to be number 1-2. Who is that, Brahm?
That is Fricks Road for Denmark All-Stars, but Aotearoa calling off the jam.
Yeah, let's check this replay right here, how it exactly Anna Paviova got past everybody tiptoeing and just hop, skip, and a jump right over number 6, Kier.
Incredibly smooth.
Out on the line, we have Ivy Kanivi. Ivy Kanivi is going to be doing the dance against number 44 in red. That's Ayula. Ayula. I'm gonna work on that pronunciation. I apologize, folks. My producer's saying, "Come on, American, work it out." Well, I better figure it out soon because she has gotten the first lead jammer for Denmark All-Stars. It's Evola. Eva.
Ivy Kanivi. Ivy Kanivi really fast behind Ayula.
we got a bit of a whistle party out there. We're going to see 2 points were awarded to Denmark, so they have cracked that goose egg on the scoreboard. 2 on the board for Denmark All-Stars, and 7 still for Team Aotearoa.
So thank you for joining us here on the Blood and Thunder track, whose belief is life's better on roller skates. Visit them, bloodandthundermag.com, for roller derby inspired apparel.
By the way, that's absolute gospel truth. Life is so much better on roller skates.
Put some wheels on me.
I don't know about that. But we got back to the action on the track. Number 55 in red, that is Sophie Bay herself.
And Maggie Mayhem for Aotearoa.
Maggie being caught up a bit on that beautiful red wall of defense, but we almost had Sophie break through, but she also got caught up on that strong diamond formation in black. Both packs just great tripod stances, almost kind of careening into each other. In comes another blocker from New Zealand. That's, I believe, 666 Tara Satana.
And New Zealand reforming incredibly quickly. A tight 3-wall putting on the tracks, but it's Denmark All-Stars that pick up leads.
Yeah, now they did get out of the pack, but unfortunately for them, there are 2 skaters in the penalty box. One, the pivot, who just returned to the track, and 1 blocker sitting, waiting, serving her time. So lead jammer, second jam in a row in the favor of Denmark All-Stars and Sophie Bay.
And that pack's picked up a huge amount of speed as it's going around turns 1 to 2.
Nice saving from a track cut by Sophie Bay. I don't believe that they were illegal in any way, but good way to play it safe, especially against a really strong team like New Zealand. So Sophie gets knocked to the outside, got to readjust and go behind the rear blocker, of course. But then Denmark All-Stars also rewinding the pack and dragging it back quite a bit from the distance. Yeah, this is going to be, as they say, a slobber knocker. It's just really intense and very challenging packs. Oh, and unfortunately, there's a bit of challenging for Sophie Bay as she found herself in the penalty box.
Maggie Mayhem being recycled back by Denmark All-Stars, coming straight back in to turn 3.
Now that was a forearm call assessed to Sophie Bay, so Sophie Bay will spend the 30 seconds between jams, of course, in the penalty box and start as the jammer for Denmark All-Stars. See, look at that. A bit of a tumble by Sophie Bay, but we're going to get the next jam underway. We have number 79 in black. That's Axel Rosé.
It's my favorite type of wine.
Of course, it's my favorite type of Axel. You're welcome, Pants. You're welcome. So Axel Rosé is unopposed, and what a beautiful 2-step maneuver to get around the crowd. She's the lone jammer on the track, of course, proudly wearing all black for New Zealand.
And you can see just out the corner of my eye that one of Denmark's blockers returning to the track, bringing up full force of the wall.
Here's what's so sneaky for you. You thought she was a blocker returning to the track. That was the jammer. That was Sophie Bay. Remove the jammer helmet cover. She is just that sneaky and good, Brom.
Even I've been duped.
Womp, 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 womp. But yeah, so she returned to the track with that helmet cover stashed in her little paw and got back onto the track unnoticed. Out and about is Rosé. Rosé picking up more points for New Zealand. She's already on 9 points on this jam alone.
Coming up against that strong Denmark All-Stars 3-wall.
Yeah, it's brilliant. She's trying to slice her way through with a bit of sideweight action. Here's some nice offense from 852 Avenger, and off to the penalty box goes number 6, that is Kier.
Axel Rosé deciding to call time on that jam, picking up a total of 12 points for Team Aotearoa's score.
So that's going to be our first double-digit jam from either team. Right now the scoreboard standing 5 on the board for the Denmark All-Stars, 24 for New Zealand. 22 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first period, Brom.
It's been a great first 6 minutes to the game.
Oh, I know. It's seriously, this is just going to be a brutal, I like to call it brutiful because it's going to be beautifully and brutal. Oh, love it.
Great portmanteau.
I got to say, I do love my job, my friend. So back to the action on the track. We have Pony Cat out there as the jammer for Denmark All-Stars, but our lead jammer is the one and only Lady Trample.
It looks like Maggie Mayhem is holding the start in hand currently, stashing it, and uses that opportunity to break through to complete the initial pass for Denmark All-Stars. Aotearoa calling time again.
So Ponycat did get out, but, you know, Lady Trample said, I'm done for now. We're noticing that Denmark is rocking a 4-jammer rotation as opposed to New Zealand, who has a 5-jammer rotation. It's always interesting to see teams that have such a deep bench that they can, like, cycle in so many skaters. It's a great asset to have, especially in a multi-day tournament where you want to survive to continue and, you know, hopefully end up on the final day.
It's a long 4 days, and there's a lot of games yet to come, and I know that Aotearoa have been performing incredibly well across the weekend.
Yeah, both these teams have been performing very well. You know, we see a lot of MVPs out there. I know that Lady Trample has been an MVP. Also, we had the MVP of the Road to Manchester is right there in red, number 6. Unfortunately, she's going to be starting this next jam in the penalty box. But you know what? When you play a lot, sometimes you're going to get penalties, whether you go for something that maybe you can't quite reach or the officials see you do something that maybe you didn't mean to. It just happens. But when you play a lot, you get penalties. But here was voted as the MVP during the Road to Manchester tournament, which was a 6 Nations tournament held recently. It took place basically just the start of December, and Denmark's own Kier was the MVP of that tournament. So we got a lot of solid, tough, strong, brilliant skaters on the track. And one of those brilliant skaters is Robsam. She's jamming for Denmark, but out of the pack first, we have a jammer in the lead. That is Anna Paviuova for Team New Zealand.
Yeah, the second time we've seen Anna Paviuova on the track with the star on her helmet. Denmark All-Stars complete that initial pass. Is it going to force time on Team Aotearoa? It does. 3 points added to the New Zealand team's score.
Now, I know that must seem a bit frustrating for the viewers back home in Denmark, but think of it this way, my friends. Denmark is holding New Zealand to just nickel and dime. You know, they're getting like 2 points here, 3 points there. You know, they're doing a great job of forcing the call of the jam, so nice work by Denmark All-Stars.
Not least that Denmark All-Stars are currently sat in 9th position after yesterday. And as we finished the 36 games yesterday, Denmark came up 9th. So incredibly hard work, and that's a rapturous amount of noise from the crowd here at Event City as Denmark All-Stars Aola picks up lead.
So Aola jamming and in the lead for Denmark. Both boxes are free and clear, so we have a full complement of skaters from each team on the track. Lots of chaos right there. I mean, kind of the game that we were hoping to see, just a lot of big hits and technical footwork, and 5 points right there for Aola.
The pace has been put on, largely being controlled by Aotearoa, as Denmark All-Stars looking a little thin on the ground on the track at the moment, with 2 of their blockers currently in the penalty box.
Very tight defensive wall up against number 44.
Being recycled back, Team Aotearoa's jammer by number 10, AC Dizzy.
Oh, that's a great name.
Brilliant.
AC Dizzy, just had it for a second. She's dynamite, you know, she's TNT. So 3 and 3 on that last pass. We're going to take a look to that scoreboard. That's the first time that Team Denmark has scored since the fourth jam of this game. They were held scoreless for the last 4 jams as well. They're going to be brought to 13, and Team Aotearoa is 39.
So ready to go on the Cheeseboards Bearings jam line. We've got Maggie Mayhem going up against Bombing Nova for Team Denmark All-Stars. And a brilliant piece of footwork, but just foiled at the last hurdle for Bombing Nova.
Well, we're getting a blast from the pass, and the entire pack decides to rewind right here. Both jammers having a rough go of it because the defense on these teams is just so intense.
Bombing Nova being recycled back for the second time having a bit of a tough time against Aotearoa.
I was just going to say, I love how Mad Honor just was staring straight at her as she skated backwards. Now we're watching the difficulties that Maggie Mayhem is having against the blockers in red. Whistles being blown. Maggie Mayhem out of the pack. Now, big hit from 666 Tara Santana, trying to force a Denmark All-Star blocker. We also have Maggie Mayhem back in the mix.
Meanwhile, the pack is yet to make any actual progression over the start line since the jam started. But that initial pass completed by Maggie Mayhem, holding Team Aotearoa to a grand total of 3 points in that jam.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, the defense here. Watch this. She just gets just past, but they still keep clipping her and force her to the outside, which, of course, in turn is going to end up forcing her to call the jam.
That's a great shot. You saw both jammers, one on the inside, one on the outside, being pushed off and recycled, which is when we saw everything go backwards again. And
we just want to say thank you so much to the folks at Derby Duck Productions for all the fantastic camera work and work that you've been doing with us here at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018.
So Axel Rose for Team Aotearoa picking up lead jammer.
And Ponycat jamming for the Denmark All-Stars.
Currently holding that star in hand, stashing it away from the black team's blockers.
And beautiful footwork around the outside, around turn 2, as a matter of fact, getting just past that pivot. Number 27, Little Yellow Jacket.
Each team finished that jam with a blocker in the box.
All right, so for the last 3 jams, Team Denmark has been held scoreless. But again, they've been only, New Zealand has only been able to capitalize 1 or 2 points. That's about it. Because the defense on both these teams is so tight, so compact. Even with skaters sitting in the penalty box, they're still able to control their opposition on the track and prevent New Zealand from scoring.
So Lady Trample and Robsam for Team Denmark All-Stars. Lady Trample's the one that picks it up and gets out on turn 2, forcing the Denmark All-Stars to really stretch out, reforming quickly. They lose one of their blockers to the box.
But their pivot is standing at attention. That's number 10, AC Dizzy, about ready to return to the track. Aotearoa is now at full strength as Lady Trample gets past 119. That is Charlie Hedman. He tried to do everything that he could to stop Trample, but nope, Trample made her way about him.
And an amazing piece of footwork from Lady Trample coming into the straightaway after turn 2.
I was going to say, all the fans in the straightaway were just like, their hearts were pitter-patter as that happened. Everybody just cheered in unison. It was a fantastic footwork maneuver by Trample. So here comes Trample again, hitting into the pack, clips on one of the blockers, decides, you know what, I'm going to call the jam to prevent Denmark from scoring it all. Let's keep that goose egg on the board. That's now the 4th jam since they've scored.
Team Aotearoa giving nothing away wherever they can, holding on to every last point.
I'm pretty sure Trample's made out of magic and magnets because she can do things that I don't know that human beings can actually do, but Trample does. Whether it's keep her feet on the floor in position she shouldn't, or just kind of wrap herself around other human beings and just...
Has this kind of like, almost like humans are gravitational pull to Lady Trample as she moves around them.
Agreed. So let's talk about people moving around the track. I see Anna Peva wearing the star once again for New Zealand. Who's out there for Denmark All-Stars, Brom?
It's Aotearoa. Aotearoa's further up the front. Anna Peva having a really hard time at the moment at the back of the pack, which rejoins Team Aotearoa's blockers.
Wow, just look at how tight both packs are. Even though they have solid formations, they are just within inches of each other. And around the outside goes the jammer for New Zealand, picking up lead jammer in the process. Hearing some whistles being blown, we have a New Zealand blocker going to the penalty box.
And
that is the 4th jam in a row that New Zealand has obtained lead jammer. So we have 2 blockers in the box. Oh, and a jammer. That's a track cut. So Tough Bicky's the blockers in the box, and Anna Peva ended up for cutting the track. So that we're going to go the full 2 minutes, Brom.
Yeah, and we might see that Team Denmark come to an end of that 0-point jams. They've got their opportunity now. It looks like they're taking full advantage of it, going in for some offense, trying to create those holes. Look at that run back from Black 2-7 on the inside of turn 4.
Little Yellow Jacket is a big black nightmare right now for the jammer on Aola from Team Denmark.
Anna Paviova now back with everybody else, a full complement of skaters, densely populated into the corner of turn 4.
I just love how tight these packs are. They're barely moving around the track. They haven't even made a full lap. But here we go. He was lapping the pack, but 4,000 herself. Anna Paviova.
Making light work of Denmark All-Stars blockers.
She kind of just looked like she kind of sneezed her way through the pack. She just kind of twitched and, shoo, I'm out. It was fantastic. And she did pick up 5 points on that last pass. That is a grand slam for Anna Paviova.
Aotearoa coming back in, trying to get through. Doesn't get given the opportunity, denied and shut down.
Just look at how tight these packs are. But Anna Paviova tiptoes her way along the track line, keeping clean and legal to get through. 17 on the board for Denmark All-Stars and 64 for Team Aotearoa.
Just have a look at how calm this bench is.
Oh, I just love it.
There are smiles. Bench coach Dr. Stevel just stepping into the middle to have a word with the officials, but the jam's back underway. And Team Denmark All-Stars.
Yeah, that's Sophie Bay picking up lead jammer for their team, Denmark All-Stars. And jamming for Team Aotearoa is Ivy Kanivi.
Both jammers chasing each other down. Ivy Kanivi only about 30 feet behind Team Aotearoa's jammer. It might be a tight pack, but it's a fast pack.
You know, it's quite interesting that number 55 hasn't jammed since jam number 5, but boy, did she just come alive there. Only picking up 3, but it's just enough to start inching closer to that 64 points on the board by Team New Zealand.
So Strong Athletic believes that every human has the right to celebrate their strength, play sports, be active and find their power, speak their voice and be seen. Check them out, strongathletic.com.
Oh, this is one of my favorite things. I love that Pants point this out to me, but you got to love the battle of the 3-2-1, and they're making some contact. It's Maggie Mayhem facing off against Pony Cat. You got to love a good math joke when you're an announcer. So both jammers, again, these tight formations, just absolutely brilliant teamwork and communication. Just solid stances. Still moving, so nobody's in risk of causing a penalty, although as soon as I said that, off to the box goes a Denmark All-Star. But neither jammer is able to get out of the pack as both packs are so intense. And now the jammers are playing possum with each other. They're just like, wait a minute, no, that's my number. No, that's actually my number.
I think they're having such a hard time trying to get through each opposing's wall. They thought, let's have some fun with each other for a moment.
Catch your breath a bit, yeah?
Yeah. Team Aotearoa starting to get pushed forward at the front.
But what a great pop out there just past turn 1. Now reabsorbing red 3-2-1. Black 3-2-1 is caught up in the red mayhem. In comes a blocker trying to play a bit of offense.
And we've now a minute with no leads on the board yet.
And this is what I was talking about. This is a slobber knocker, folks. People getting tossed left and right. It's just so intense. This is my favorite kind of roller derby.
And Maggie Mayhem makes it out to be lead for Team Aotearoa.
That took well over a minute to even declare lead jammer status. Meanwhile, the pack hasn't even made it around the track. Now you're hearing a lot of whistles. Don't forget that we have 4 amazing tracks of world-class derby going on. So do pay attention as you can to the officials and their hand signals and movements to ensure that you are hearing the whistles on the right track.
And our wonderful voices, which will guide you through this experience with
debatable.
the smoothness you need.
Debatable. So red 3-2-1 is now out of the pack, whereas black 3-2-1 says, let's call it a day. Wait, no, actually the jam expired. All right, so 20 on the board for Denmark All-Stars. They've been stalled just a bit, but New Zealand has 68, picking up 4 points on that last jam. You know, there was actually 2 jams in a row that New Zealand was not able to score, so now Maggie Mayhem was able to put 4 more points on the board.
So we have Rob Tam for Denmark All-Stars. Axel Rose returning for Aotearoa.
Axel Rose, my friend.
Rose, oh, yes.
That's my favorite kind of Axel. So Robzem trying to fight their way through the pack. Almost got out. Yep. we have a lead jammer declared because of the no pass, no point situation with number 79 in black. So Rose is the first jammer out, but lead jammer goes to Robson.
And that pack is causing a real breeze as it whips round
Yeah,
at
thank you for
top
that.
speed.
Thank you for that, friends. We appreciate the cool down.
Yeah, it's getting warm in here.
It must be all this derby in the atmosphere.
Axel Rose actually struggling almost to keep up with the pace of the pack to score anything, getting past.
No, and she did try to call it. Rose tried to call it, but she's not eligible to call it because she is not lead jammer.
And Axel Rose called on a cut track penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting situation here because there was an out of play situation on the red jammer. Let's take a look back to this replay if we can. We're going to see maybe some clarification. So both jammers are going off. Interesting. All right, well, here we have both jammers already back on the track before we can even clarify what was going on. So we're going to get back to the action on the track. Axel Rose trying to get past here, number 06 in red, and 119 just doing a bang-up job of blocking with each other. I believe that's Yaya Woosh.
And Robsam gets through, picking up 4 more for Denmark All-Stars. It was no easy feat to get through that incredibly tough wall of black. Coming back in for another scoring pass on turn 1.
So one of those penalties, I wish I could tell you which one exactly, but everything happened so quickly. One of the jammer penalties definitely was a out of bounds blocking, skating out of bounds, excuse me. Oh, it was Denmark's. Okay, there we have that. So that's a bit of a clarification. We'll try to find out what Axel Rose went to the box for.
Went through a box for a cut track penalty.
Look at the two of you gentlemen making me
Between
sound
us.
so smart. Between the two of us, between the two of you, I have a complete call. Thank you, gentlemen. You're fantastico. So 25 on the board for Denmark All-Stars, 73 for Team Aotearoa.
And we've got the 44 off. Tell a lie.
Well, that's 44 versus 54 in the mix. Lady Trample.
And Aotearoa. Lady Trample trampling their way round the outside of turn 1 to pick up lead.
And Trample's hitting the back of the pack, forcing the infield, but re-entered legally, swooped around her teammates, got her on the outside. See how many points she picked up. That's a big 5.
Aotearoa yet to complete that initial pass, really pushing incredibly hard at the back, just on the left-hand side of your screen there. A full Aotearoa wall, mixing up a team name and a skater name there to make something quite beautiful.
I don't know, there's nothing beautiful when you're the recipient of that blocking, but there is something beautiful about Lady Trample doing a little teeny sneaky apex jump, picking up 5 points in the process. So we're getting a star pass right here. Now we do have a new jammer. That is going to be number 34 in red. That is Miss Voyens. Let's watch this. Oh, both jammers go down. And so far, that's the highest scoring jam that we've had, 19 points, courtesy of the skates Lady Trample, high-fiving her teammates, as she should.
I think they're quite happy with themselves at the moment, as 25 for the Denmark All-Stars, 92 for Team Aotearoa.
Well, you know, can I just say, like, there is that beauty that is, we have a team timeout charged to the bench of the Denmark All-Stars. There is that beauty of Lady Trample scoring those 19 points, but she was high-fiving her teammates. She was going to them and high-fiving them, because without your blockers on the track playing offense for you and offense and defense at the same time, points aren't getting scored anywhere, even if you're Lady Trample. So I love the fact that she is such a team player, such a phenomenal athlete, and a great person to have on your team, that she's celebrating her teammates' work, helping her get those points.
It's a lovely moment to see. And this team timeout being brought to you by Rydell, which is the whole Roller Derby World Cup is brought to you by the Impart Rydell Solaris. The performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
So far, Lady Trample has gotten lead jammer each and every time she's started on that cheese balls start line.
And we're going to have Anna Pavuova against Sophie Bay. Sophie Bay finding a gap at the back, but it's not quite quick enough as Anna Pavuova picks up lead. The rest of the pack between turns 1 and 2 at the moment. Coming in on that scoring pass now, Anna Pavuova.
So Anna Pavuova has gotten lead jammer every time she's been out on the track wearing the star as well, much like Lady Trample.
Another 5 points added to Aotearoa's score. That initial pass yet to be completed by Denmark All-Stars, but we have seen a successful star pass.
Yeah, that went off to Kier. Again, we talked about her earlier. She was the MVP at the Road to Manchester. Very impressive blocker. She is certainly a team player. That was a tournament that happened about 2 months ago. It included 6 different nations: Norway, Scotland, Germany, Wales, Denmark, of course, Ireland. And guess who won all 5 games?
No idea.
Wales.
Wales.
Dun, 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 dun. There's some trivia for you guys at home, for you guys and gals at home, us fellow Derby nerds.
Wales actually had a great game earlier against Team USA. I mean, they didn't win the game, but they certainly...
But they didn't lose the battle.
But they didn't lose the battle.
Yeah, and that's what's important is, sometimes you have these insurmountable odds, quote unquote, but when you never give up and you try new stuff and you keep working hard, it's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, that was a beautiful star pass right there. So 3, 2, 1 in red is no longer your jammer. Your jammer is now AC Dizzy. And we do have a lead jammer that is Ivy Kanivi.
A very short and sweet jam, a bit of a hit it and quit it scenario. So I'm seeing Maggie Mayhem getting ready for Aotearoa.
So that was 3 points picked up on that last pass. We got 25 on the board for Denmark All-Stars, 103 for Aotearoa. So on the line right now, we have number 56, that's Robsam. We've seen her jam before. It's been a few jams so. And she is up against Maggie Mayhem, returning to the Jam Star.
But it is a power jam in the favor of Denmark All-Stars.
We'll try to get an update for you on the penalty there that sent Maggie Mayhem to the box. But this is a perfect time for Robson and the Denmark All-Stars to capitalize. There she goes, jumping over everybody. A teeny little apex jump for 5 more points.
Really nice toe-stop work on the inside line.
Yep.
Coming back to the pack now. Robsam pushing hard, finds a gap, gets through, is working the rest of the pack completely in her favor.
That's a beautiful 5-point pass by Robson.
Everyone now back on track. Denmark All-Stars calling it, denying Aotearoa the opportunity.
That's a 12-point jam for Robson. So we have just about a minute left in this period before we're going to go to halftime for you folks. If you're viewing at home, we want to see what you're doing. We want to see how much you're seeing here at the World Cup. Use the hashtag RDWC2018 for all your social media World Cup needs. Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, if you do that kind of thing.
Instagram, the whole works. And that's Axel Rose picking up lead for Aotearoa.
Yeah, and she's facing off against AC Dizzy. We've been seeing AC Dizzy start out as a pivot and receive the star, but I don't know if you saw on that last trip around the track, Axel Rosie bet time and space to stay up on her skates. It was beautiful. She was only able to pick up 2 points in that last pass because AC Dizzy was on her way about the track. So she called the jam, and we are going to be going to halftime with Denmark All-Stars, 37 on the board. Team Aotearoa with 105. But what do you got for us, Bram?
I think it's a great opportunity to say that by the age of 14, girls are dropping out of sport at twice the rate of boys, and with an amazing weekend of roller derby like we have today, Girls on Track Foundation think that roller derby is the way to solve that.
Agreed.
Find out more about the work that they do at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Oh, and look at this. Team Denmark actually called for an official review. It appears as though they just used it to be a timeout, so there's still a second left on the board. So forgive me for saying we're going to halftime, but we do appreciate you staying with us. Lady Trample is going to be jamming for Aotearoa, and she's taking off against 3-2-1 Ponycat.
There were people that were in the middle of about to go and get themselves a hot drink and ran back into the room to see this, what will be the final jam of the first period.
Speaking of first, you know what's cool? The first jam of this period, guess who was jamming against each other?
Are we seeing a replay?
And then they're also closing out the half. And here we have, this is the first time that Lady Trample has not gotten lead jammer. Oh, courtesy of the brilliance that is Ponycat. Ponycat taking lead jammer for Denmark All-Stars. Now Lady Trample is out of the pack now, Brom.
Yeah, and that scoring pass now coming in for Denmark All-Stars. A stylish call-off to end the first period. Slide down to the knees. I'm done here.
I'm going to take a little siesta for a moment. You know, just doing some good work here on the Blood and Thunder track here at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. Yeah, just watch this brilliant replay.
Boom!
Yeah, doing a double knee slide. I got you, calling the jam.
That's got to be that's one of the most stylish call-offs I've seen this weekend.
Agreed. And she did it not just styling and profiling, but also 100% legal. Calling the jam, taking us to halftime. So we will be back shortly. All right, folks, we want to say thank you for tuning back in here to the Blood and Thunder track of Day 2 of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. We have Team Aotearoa taking on Denmark All-Stars. You know, in between the halftimes and in between games, we're getting your tweets, and we want to read them out on the air, your hashtags, rather, of the hashtag RDWC. And so myself, Pants, and Brom just noticed a couple and that really made us just go, aww.
Heart melt moments.
One in particular from the highlight reel, if you will. Seeing the pony of my heart take lead over Lady Trample. Like it was no big deal. Just took the #1 spot as a highlight of the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. We want to say thank you so much to River Rain. That was a great thing for us as commentators to see here in the booth, because we couldn't agree with you more. That was fantastic. Even though, you know, obviously we're fans of both teams, we're cheering for both teams because we're fans of Derby. But it's really cool to see a fan from Denmark All-Stars, you know, I'm sorry, a fan from New Zealand, see, geez, I'm just getting all the clumps up here. I apologize.
You've welled up in your, I can see it. You're very passionate about
I know,
this.
I just love this. And I love that people back home get into roller derby the way that I get into roller derby. So excuse me as my voice quivers a bit. But it's just really great to see fans get to witness their favorite skaters do something phenomenal against one of the best skaters in the world. So thank you, River Rain. By the way, you just made me tear up. I don't know who you are, but you're fantastic, and I'm embarrassed for myself.
And thank you for getting up so early in the morning to all of our wonderful New Zealand viewers, especially Lily Leadbeater, who gave us a cheeky little compliment for trying to take extra effort on pronouncing Team Aotearoa.
And I will tell you that announcers are doing the best that we can. We got pronunciations from the skaters themselves.
Lessons.
We appreciate it. We've been working for months. We all filmed videos. Like, this is not a joke. It means so much to us to bring it to you, and we want to respect the difference in tongues and cultures and all this and that. So we do appreciate the high fives. Sometimes we get a lot of tisk-tisk, but instead we appreciate the high five. So let's get back to the action on the track.
So we have Rob Sam for Denmark All-Stars, Lady Trample for Team Aotearoa.
Trample starting out the second period as she did the first. Rob Sam rocked it in the first period, so she's going to be starting out the second half.
Rob Sam coming up against a tight 3-wall. Not much distance between those two walls, but Lady Trample recycled all the way to the back as it approaches the end of turn 2. Nearly stretching out for more than half a lap now with no leads.
Yeah, we're at almost a full minute of no lead jammer, but here we have Robson getting past that very last blocker in 666. Tara Satana did pick up lead jammer for Denmark All-Stars.
And Trample nearly completing that initial pass, clinging on so hard, gets through now on initial, but the scoring pass with Rob Sam.
And Rob Sam's just making her way, having a day, getting a bit of offensive assistance at the top of the pack from her pivot, that MVP we spoke about, Kier. Yeah, you should high-five yourself, skaters, because you did a phenomenal job of holding back one of the top skaters in the world. We're going to see what the points updates are in just a moment. We see 0 on the board for Team Aotearoa, and Denmark picked up 3. So they're going to bring that point total to 44, 105 for New Zealand.
And Anna Paveyova getting ready to go up against Pony Cats.
Pay attention, River Rain. We know that you're a fan of the Pony Cat. Pony of your heart, if you will.
Pony Cat leading out front and picks up leads.
Oh, it was so close that Pony Cat almost she did grab that lead, but out of the pack first is Anna Paveyova. But Pony Cat is your lead jammer. That's 2 for 2 for Denmark All-Stars.
Pony Cat working incredibly hard. Anna Paveyova coming in for a scoring pass. The pack has picked up quite some pace, moving from turn 1, 2, now going into 3.
Oh, and jammer on jammer defense. Yeah, they got out free and clear, Pony Cat, but Anna Paveyova took a bit of a dive. Pony Cat, however, did pick up 4 points when they made it through the pack.
Anna Paveyova doing a bit of a matrix move, but recovers incredibly quickly, going back against Denmark All-Stars.
Man, that footwork from Pony Cat was pretty sick up the inside, but unfortunately for them, that big wall of defense from New Zealand just came to ruin their day. So Pony Cat is trying to get past that, again, big wall of defense. The pivot, number 27, Little Yellow Jacket, is just fantastic. Doing a great job of sealing off that inside wall, keeping themselves attached to Pony Cat.
Denmark All-Stars currently now with 2 blockers in the box, but they're still doing an incredible amount of work with what they have on track. Anna Paveyova gets through, picks up another 4 points.
Yeah, those are 4 hard-fought points. And Pony Cat tries to spin about. Unfortunately, they just picked up a track cut, so they're going to be going to the penalty box. It is a power jam situation for Team Aotearoa. Unfortunately for them, they were on a roll, doing some great scoring, picking up some points, but unfortunately ended up in the penalty box. So Anna Paveyova going to be picking up 2 more points on that last pass, I believe.
Let's take another look at that tremendous hard work, pushing through to get that lead.
Yeah, fighting the good fight, earned that lead jammer, but unfortunately we'll be starting the next jam in the penalty box. So we have 52 on the board for Denmark All-Stars, 117 for New Zealand.
It looks lonely up there when you're on your own. Ivy Canivy.
Yeah, Ivy Canivy starting alone on the cheese balls bearings start line.
Towing the inside line. Great little bit of toe stop work. Gets through with relative ease.
Now that is the first time that New Zealand have picked up lead jammer. Denmark All-Stars was on a roll, 2 in a row, starting out the second half.
Pony Cat now on there, standing up. Ready to return to track.
Yeah, Pony Cat does return to track, almost being taken out by Raging Bully is Ivy Canivy, but Ivy Canivy did a subtle 180, spun about. Boom, 5 more points on the scoreboard for New Zealand.
And a great last-minute attempt from Aotearoa's 852.
That's 852, that's Avenger. So 7 points total picked up by New Zealand, 0 from Denmark. So Denmark's going to stay at 52. New Zealand's going to 124.
A big thank you to Roller Derby City, one of our event sponsors, skater-owned and operated merchant uniform company, UK-based, pretty much supplies the entirety of the UK, shipping worldwide. Check them out, rollerderbycity.com.
So Denmark is starting down 1 blocker in the penalty box. New Zealand has a full complement of skaters. New Zealand's jammer at the top of the pack, Maggie Mayhem, trying to fight their way through. But there is a beautiful brick wall at the top of the pack. Maggie Mayhem does eke around that red wall to pick up lead jammer for New Zealand.
Both New Zealand and Denmark All-Stars losing 1 apiece to the box. 30-second rest for those two. as the initial pass completed by Charlie Hedman. He's doing an incredible job coming up to the back of the pack, pushing hard. Incredibly tight and together.
Ooh, Maggie Mayhem almost tiptoed into the infield but regained their composure. Avla is the jammer for Denmark. I'm sorry, now that is Charlie Hedman. He received the star.
A full, strong wall for Charlie Hedman to come up against.
Yeah, that was the first time that we saw Charlie jamming in this game, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Charlie had primarily been staffed as a blocker. So Denmark was able to eke out 3 more points, but unfortunately for the fans at home cheering for the Denmark All-Stars, New Zealand also picked up 8.
So I think we're going to see bombing Nova for Denmark All-Stars against McPherce. McPherce stepping out for the first time. Both first-time jammers, so who knows what can happen between these two with this matchup. Bombing Nova having a real tough time trying to push forward through the black wall of doom, as I'm now seeing it.
Yeah, well, right now we are seeing a lead jammer declared. That is McPherce of New Zealand. And yes, you are in fact correct, a big black wall of doom.
McPherce making her way through that pack on the scoring pass. The initial completed by Bombing Nova. McPherce very happy with the points taken home.
Yeah, as they should be.
There's been an absolute cacophony of noise filling Event City in Manchester, UK over the last 48 hours. An incredible amount of games. McPherce giving a great thumbs up to the crowd, a little bit of showboating, and then just took a little dive at the end of that last jam. But now Lady Trample trampling to get lead. Rob Sam yet to complete that initial. Trample gets through on the scoring pass. Everyone on track and together, reforming. Rob Sam yet to get through, pushing so hard against that New Zealand wall. Meanwhile, Trample gets through to take the jam total to 10. And that initial pass completed courtesy of a star pass for Denmark All-Stars. Kia now the jammer for Denmark. Trample taking a little tumble on the inside of the straightaway.
Oh, and Kiera going to the penalty box. We're going to try to get a call for you on that.
It's a power jam for Aotearoa.
Hopefully we can get an update for you soon. 15 points on that last jam for Lady Trample.
So that last scoring pass from Trample. A peaceful looking Denmark bench.
Well, and that's what's crucial actually, Brom. As you should know, you played for a bit, yes?
I did, yeah, not one very good. That's why I talk now.
Well, then you might not be announcing for long. Just kidding, friend. But it's crucial to stay calm no matter the situation, because you never know what can happen. There is a lot of time left on the clock, but I can tell you what has happened. Anna Paviova has gotten lead jammer again.
Yeah, and it's it's looking a little bit sparse on the track as Denmark All-Stars have a blocker in the box as well as their jammer. Aotearoa also down a blocker as well, but it doesn't stop Anna Paviova. As all of the Denmark All-Stars come back together. An amazing jump on the inside line, legs going sideways, gets through to pick up the full 5. And the star pass means that Sophie Bay now has the star. Are we going to see that jump one more time on the inside line? Boom! Nice little hop over. A big thank you to Rollline. It's the tailored gear fit on your needs. So we're seeing a team timeout being called by Denmark All-Stars. And this is a great moment for us to say, do share with us your highlights, your predictions, your favourite players, the golden moments that have made the Roller Derby World Cup for you. Even if you are 1,000 miles away, we want to know about it. Tweet, Instagram, Facebook, using the hashtag RDWC2018. It's amazing to be here, checking in and looking at what everyone's posting from around the world.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your participation at home. It does mean a lot to us. We know that not everybody has the luxury of coming here to fantastic Manchester, England, but we do want to say thank you so much to Rainy City Roller Derby for being the fantastic host league that they have been. And a special shout out to the one and only Beatrix. Today is her birthday. So if you are familiar with her at all, and if you're not, I suggest you start getting familiar with her. Fill her Facebook and all her social media and all that nonsense with a bunch of garbage saying how much you love her. Please do. Because she is honestly one of the reasons why this has been such a top-notch event. So thank you so much to Beatrix and the Rainy City Roller Derby.
Absolutely. They've been fantastic, welcoming hosts. But on the track, Ivy Canivy for Team Aotearoa going up against Evla for Denmark All-Stars.
So that's Evla's second jam of this period. Lead jammer going off to Ivy Canivy, however.
That's 6 in a row.
Yeah,
So
that's definitely 6 in a row. Wow. Okay, thank you for that stat there, Pants. Ivy Canivy obtaining lead jammer 6 in a row there for New Zealand.
And we've seen the helmet cover on the floor.
Yeah, we're not sure if you could catch it on the camera, but the helmet cover is on the floor just before turn 1.
Yeah, just behind what you're seeing now. So that's Denmark All-Stars helmet cover, currently sat just after the pivot line.
Yeah, we just saw a catch of that as Ivy Canivy skated past the helmet cover for Denmark.
Ivy Canivy picking up that helmet cover.
Yeah, Evla picked it up as they came out of the penalty box. So Ivy Canivy sneaking up the inside, picking up 5 points on that last pass.
Giving everyone the opportunity to regroup. One blocker apiece in the penalty box. As the jammers approach, some speed put on, going from turn 1 to turn 2. Attempting to sneak a toe stop side run off the inside line, not quite worked, but Team Aotearoa adding a total of 19 points in that, 4 for Denmark. 60 plays 184.
Yeah, that's a big 19-point jam. That ties Lady Trample's 19-point jam in the first half.
And we're seeing an official review being called by the Denmark All-Stars. Dr. Stevel, bench coach, going into the middle.
Is he officially going to review that we have the 3-2-1 jam again? Because we have 3-2-1 and also, guess what? 3-2-1 on the cheese balls start line. Cheese balls bearings, of course. Fantastic supporter of flat track roller derby all across the board. Actually, of all derby. Cheese Balls is where it's at. That's all I can say. I know you have proper sponsor reads, but they have fantastic, fantastic bearings.
Oh, they're great guys.
And they're fantastic dudes.
They are.
Oh my gosh.
They're just happy that we mentioned them.
Yeah. Scotty and Zach are phenomenal. We saw them last night, and they were just like, oh, the announcers, yes.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says, oh, the announcers, yes. They usually say, oh, the announcers, no.
Ooh.
No. No announcers. But thank you so much to Cheese Balls Precision Bearings for all that you do.
So, great opportunity to mention Sucker Punch Skate Shop, one of our headline sponsors at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. As Europe's original Derby-owned and devoted skate shop, Sucker Punch is dedicated to helping you with honest advice to find exactly what you need and more. Their technical knowledge and expertise is unrivaled, as is their availability of your favourite gear and the fast shipping they offer throughout Europe. Visit them, suckerpunchskateshop.com. So it'll be interesting to get some feedback as to the official review. We'll bring that to you as soon as we have it. But yeah, the 3-2-1 off coming your way very shortly.
Oh, I can't wait. Just so you know, unfortunately, this is some sad news. Well, really not that sad.
Go on.
Because there's so much more. It's the last game on Blood and Thunder track tonight.
Oh, no.
Womp, 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 womp.
But we have, after this,
what do we have?
there is so much more to come today. You are still spoiled for choice.
Heck yeah.
Happening right now, Costa Rica, Greece, Portugal, Austria, Netherlands, Brazil. But then coming up after this, USA, Argentina. That'll be a great game. And Iran and Korea. So don't go anywhere.
And what happens after those games?
After that, you can join the lovely Val Capone and myself for a bit of a roundup of today. We're going to look back at some of our favourite moments, highlights. So straight after the USA-Argentina game, keep the feed going because we're going to be back with you.
And we're going to be reading some of your tweets and quotes and hopefully talking about discussing your photos. So we do have that lead jammer. It is the Pony, and they just picked up 5 points on their last pass. Maggie Mayhem trailing just a smidge behind, checking out going, hey, is that my jersey number? No, that's just the Pony. So Pony doing a great job of staying on their skates as they were getting popped by the hips of the defensive wall from Team Aotearoa.
Some holes starting to emerge. Yeah, and it's worked completely in Pony's favour. They're through on and scoring 4 more points on that pass. The pack, we're doing some sort of great follow the leader at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit of a quick pace. You're just saying, man, we really love skating. Let's do some of that. Did you know that the last time that Denmark All-Stars had a 5-point pass was Jam 19 of the first half? So it's been a little while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit, but they're coming back to it. And check this out. We've already got 9 points picked up. So it's going to be a 9-point jam for Team Denmark, bringing them to 69. And Team Aotearoa is at 188 with 14 minutes and 2 seconds left.
And we enjoyed that 3-2-1 off.
I always do. I love a good 3-2-1 off.
So
I'm sorry. I just want Pants would like to inform all of Derby Nation that he's very excited about 188 because, in fact, that's his favorite number. So back to the action on the track. We have Rob Sem jamming again for Denmark All-Stars and McPherce jamming for the second time.
Yeah, we haven't seen a great deal of McPherce. But it is McPherce that picks up lead for Team Aotearoa. Denmark All-Stars. Rob Sam has made that initial... The brakes put on by Denmark All-Stars.
So that makes 2 for 2. That McPherce has gotten lead jammer status. Ooh, all those whistles at once, just making sure we're still awake. Yeah, let's check out this replay here. Here comes McPherce, just juking and jiving and staying slick on the toe stops. Brilliant toe stop work. Woof.
Very nice.
It literally, quite literally, folks, had Brom just doing double thumbs up at our monitor. He was like, yes, this is what I approve of, yes.
So Trample's back.
Yeah, and she's shoving off against 55 Sophie Bay.
That is a real cacophony of players stuck together, now starting to put some space between Denmark All-Stars and Aotearoa, but it is Aotearoa that pick up leads. Lady Trample, who has had an incredible game.
She sure has. And as she skated by, she just had a giant smile on her face, and you can see her Sisu mouth guard waving to the crowd, saying hello to her corner coaches over here, or mirror coaches, or third base coaches.
So Sophie,
almost did the peg assist off the uniform, basically grabbing the uniform of her teammate and using it for stability in order to jump about, but she decided to stay clean and legal, so stayed in bounds. And good thing she did, because she just picked up 5 points on that last pass, Brom.
so the star is currently being stashed, hence why you can't see one in action at the moment. The helmet cover hidden from view. Pivot and Jammer quite close together, and I think that is now because the pivot is in possession of that star. Absolutely is. AC Dizzy back in possession. Successful star pass. A difficult challenge for AC Dizzy. Aotearoa realised quite quickly who was in possession of that star. Nice bit of footwork and a 360 turn on the outside of turn 2 on that replay. So Anna Paviova and Evla going toe to toe. Some instant offense being provided by the Denmark All-Stars, but it hasn't stopped Anna Paviova from picking up leads for Aotearoa. Coming in, Denmark All-Stars reforming, playing catch-up a bit between turns 1 and 2. Weren't quite together enough to stop Anna in her footsteps. And there has been a transfer of the star over on the Denmark All-Stars side of things. Pivot now up front. You can see that's Charlie Hedman pushing incredibly hard. Red 119. But that Aotearoa wall is just unstoppable. I spoke far too soon. Charlie Hedman, he's now in possession of that star, gets through on the initial pass. Aotearoa calling it off. Taking home 9 points for that jam to take them to 220, plays Denmark All-Stars 69. Just over 9 minutes left of the game. And a big shout out to Rydell Skates, proud sponsor of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. Ben saying 220 is also his favourite number.
You have a lot of favourite numbers.
You have big favourites.
That's okay. I always say, oh, this is my favourite team. No, this is my favourite team. Oh, I love every team. So I totally understand, Pants.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of favourite numbers myself after the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. Some real up-and-coming stars as well that are here for their first World Cup. 3-2-1. Pony picking up lead for Denmark All-Stars. Ivy Kanivy really not far behind. And look at that pace line going round the track. Now reforming into a pack. So at the end of that jam, a single point picked up for Denmark. They also end the jam with pivot sat in box. And that is the first 0-point jam for Team Aotearoa since the first jam of the half. Ooh. Thanks, Pants.
Yeah, thanks, Pants. What a great stat. You're a fantastic producer, sir. 70 on the board for Denmark All-Stars, 220 for Aotearoa. And New Zealand fans are happy because they got their back in black with Lee Jammer on the track. So Maggie Mayhem is attempting to score. Yep, she snuck around all the chaos, all the mayhem, if you will, picking up 5 points. Robson trying to get about the chaos, splits the difference, has one blocker left at the top of the pack, does get past them.
Raging Bully now back in play, pivot for Denmark All-Stars. Everyone back together, some offense going in from Aotearoa. Eight points added, takes them to 228. Nice high fives at bench. Oh, and high fives at bench there as well. Everyone loves a good high five.
Who doesn't love a good high five?
I do.
Oh, here you go, my friend. High five. Oh, pants. Oh, wait, whoa.
You just threw jewelry at me in the process.
Yeah, that's because we just high fived so hard my bracelet fell off. So, that's the action on the track. McPherce, it's such a fierce high five that McPherce had to jam on the track now. And that's Evla jamming for Denmark All-Stars, but McPherce ended up in the penalty box for a cut of the track.
So Evla is your lead jammer for Team Denmark All-Stars. And a resounding chorus of Evla being chanted. The bench furiously signalling for Evla to call it off. She does so, meaning a great opportunity for Denmark All-Stars going in on a power jam start. And it's the wonderful Pony Cat that will be taking on that task.
Pony Cat is quite wonderful. I couldn't agree with that statement more. They're such a hard worker on the track and skills to pay the bills, as they say.
Must be something about the number 321.
Well, you know, that was the first 0-0 jam that we've had. Definitely in the second half, perhaps in the whole game. Oh, and there goes the pony. Oh, that is I'm confused by the hand signals here. Low block, but they're not leaving the track. And then boom, a giant hit. Who was that from? Oi, Evil Knievel, not Ivy Knievel, but Evil Knievel. Took out the pony. And now Pony is finally recognizing that they did, in fact, have a low block penalty. We're going to have to see how long they're going to serve, because they definitely are getting the low block. But since they didn't leave the track immediately, went around the entire track the entire time, it's going to be interesting to see if they are going to also be getting an insubordination. Hopefully we'll have an update for you soon.
So McPherce getting through on a scoring pass, 5 in the sky. Those 5-point passes working incredibly hard for Aotearoa.
Yeah, so it doesn't appear to be that that Pony picked up that second penalty, because I think due to all the other noises going around this time, that it's kind of understandable that they were not trying to ignore the refs. They were not doing that. It's just sometimes that happens, and if it's realized that they recognize the penalty as soon as that they could, usually they're not going to have to serve that in sub. But always leave the track if you can.
Sometimes that cacophony of noise, even between the inside and the outside of the track, that is so rapturous that you struggle to hear.
The Pony is back in the pack, trying to get out to pick up some points. Down goes one of the New Zealand blockers, and yep, Pony did pick up 5 points. That's a grand slam for the Pony. So we're at 5 for 5 on this jam.
Yep. So 78 plays 239.
All right, we have 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this game. 56 on the Cheese Balls bearing a start line up against Lady Trample, number 54. That's 56 is Robson.
Lady Trample, look how densely populated that track is, and even with all of that, Lady Trample breaks her on the inside line, picks up lead.
Does a bit of a fist pump to her corner coaches.
comes back in on that scoring pass. Look at the control over the toe-stop work around the outside of turns 1 and 2.
Oh, and we have a penalty, a low block being assessed to Robson. That's 2 jammer penalties in a row for Denmark All-Stars and 2 low blocks in a row for Denmark All-Stars.
Trample gets her another 5 in the sky. It's going to be a great scoring jam for them. 1 minute 11 left. Lady Trample in complete control. Aotearoa going in with some offense, causing chaos, creates the gaps that Trample needs, and it's not a big one. Trample signalling to her blockers to just stay put as Rob Sam now returns to the track and trying to fall Aotearoa with an attempted star pass that never materialised. Rob Sam now at the front, helmet cover firmly in hand. Don't want another instance like we did in the first half with it sitting on the track idly. But just as she completes the initial pass, Aotearoa call it off. And we just saw there at the start of that replay the incredibly quick footwork that Lady Trample had to get lead. So 1 minute left on that period clock.
It's the biggest score of the
Oh yes, that's 24-point run is definitely going to be the biggest score of the game so far.
game.
Yeah, of the entire game. Prior to that was, I believe, a 19 all.
That was Trample as well.
Yeah, that was also Trample, but then there was a 19-point run, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 19.
Yeah. There have been a couple of high-scoring jams is what I'm getting at, my friends.
Trample trying to beat her own personal best in this game.
That's how she rolls. So Evla jamming for Denmark All-Stars, and Anna Paviova picked up lead jammer for Team Aotearoa.
And the initial pass completed by Evla.
Anna Paviova just paving over all the blockers, quite literally right through, but unfortunately grabbed a forearm penalty in the mix.
So a last minute opportunity for Denmark All-Stars. They lose one of their blockers to the box as well. Evla looking for that opportunity, is pushing with all of her might at the front there. You can see the struggle in her face. Some offense coming in, creating that hole on the inside of turn 3. Evla signaling, no, come back here, give me the space I need. Gets pushed to the inside of the track. Meanwhile, both benches now on their feet, stood around the outside of the track. The period clock expired, mere seconds left of the game. Evla really coming up against the struggle with Aotearoa as the last few seconds tick away on the clock. That brings the unofficial scores 268.83. Look at that huge hit.
Yeah, those are just Anna Paviova just blasting her way through the red defense.
And it was that second hit that forced the forearms penalty, which we saw the full jam run out.
So that is, in fact, going to be our final score, folks. 83 on the board for Denmark All-Stars and 267 for Team Aotearoa.